Welcome back, everybody. It's Chris Chavez with Android.com. You're watching the Android Overload for Monday, February 11th, and these are your top Android news stories from the day. HTC M7 making headlines again. I feel like we've been talking about this phone practically every day since it's been leaked. In this latest leak, we're seeing a press shot or official render of the device, and it looks very much different from the more recent leaks that we've seen of the device in the wild. I hate to say it, but it looks semi-similar to an iPhone. If you're just looking at it from the front, you have two white bezels on the top and bottom, each of those with their own front-facing speakers. So if you turn it, in landscape mode and you're watching like a YouTube video, the sound is going to be coming at you in your ears. And why this isn't a design we've seen many years ago, I don't know. Actually, HTC did have a phone where it had a little flip out speaker and they faced you, and that seemed like it was going to be a trend, but for some reason it just, I don't know, it just never took off. Also leaked along with the phone were some actual images captured by the phone's crazy ultra pixel sensor. Now it kind of lines up with rumors because the shot is actually only 4 megapixels, which sounds a little bit weird, but don't freak out because again, this is just a test shot. And according to rumors, the phone's gonna have multiple 4 megapixel sensors stacked up on top of each other. And when combined, it should produce an image with resolution similar to, like 13 megapixels, but in super duper high quality. So honestly, I'm just sick of seeing leaks on this phone. I'm ready to have this guy announced. It shouldn't be too much longer. I think it's gonna be on Tuesday or Monday of next week. I'll be flying out on the 18th and I'll bring you guys everything I can on this phone because, as I said before, I'm super hyped. So one more week. You can now remotely access your Linux PC using an application for Android called Linux Blue Control. What's that you say? You don't have Linux? Moving on. United States Congressman Hank Johnson has submitted a draft of something they're calling the Apps Act to the House of Representatives. Now, the goal of the Apps Act is to provide greater transparency from developers and disclosing what kind of information they're collecting to users. So under the Apps Act, it's pretty much the permissions you already see in Android in the Play Store, but it would be a little more detailed as far as why the developer is collecting it and what they plan on doing with that information and how it works with the app, I guess. The Apps Act actually puts greater responsibility on the developers, and I'm all for it because when it comes to our smartphones, they're basically like tiny computers. They have tons of our information on it. There's so much malware out there nowadays. I feel like we need something. Someone needs to do something to put this to an end or at least help curb it. So now any developer not conforming to the Apps Act, it actually wouldn't be a criminal offense. It would just be some type of civil matter. So while there wouldn't be exactly jail time for developers not disclosing this information, they could still get slapped with a pretty big fee. So I'm curious to hear your thoughts on the Apps Act and just increased privacy when it comes to Android or smartphones in general. Do you think this is a good idea, or do you feel like, if we want privacy, we probably shouldn't have a smartphone to begin with? Just let me know your thoughts in the comments below. A Samsung branded wireless charging dock is, I guess, reaffirming rumors that the Galaxy S4 could come with wireless charging built right into it. This wireless charging station passed through the FCC where a few pictures were produced online. In one of the pictures, we actually see a Galaxy S3 laid on it. If you guys don't really remember, the Galaxy S3 was originally supposed to have an extra accessory. It was like a weird little pebble thing, and bonus, or I guess an extra battery cover that was compatible with wireless charging that you would snap into the back of the S3 and use it for wireless charging. For whatever reason, that never saw the light of day. And now this new Samsung branded wireless charging powered by the Qi technology could be an upcoming accessory for the Galaxy S4. We'll have to wait and see, but if you have a Nexus 4 and you want to get your wireless charging on, it looks like the Nexus 4 wireless charging orb is now officially available from the Google Play Store for a fairly reasonable $60. Now there seems to be two camps regarding wireless charging. Either you love it or you hate it. You think it's dumb because you have to actually take your phone off and it's no longer charging while you're using it. Putting it back on kind of charges it rather slow. And there are those that, find it somewhat convenient to not have to fumble around with cables or cords, just lay your phone down and it magnetically attaches. I think it's cool, but I don't know if it's $60 cool. I'm still kind of teetering on this, so I kind of want to hear your guys' thoughts on it. Do you think it's cool to have a cool magnetic wireless charging orb? Do you like the little wireless charging mats, or do you think wireless charging is lame until they can somehow get it to charge from like 4 feet away? Voice those opinions and thoughts in the comments. There's an interesting article over from our sister site on iSource.com, and it talks about one Apple fanboy, whatever you call him, iSheep, who decided to give the Galaxy Note 2 a spin. But this one has a neat little twist, I guess. I'll go ahead and spoil it for you right now. The guy officially makes the switch from the iPhone 5 to the Galaxy Note 2. He was so impressed by the size, and honestly, I had the phone for about a full month, and really when you go back to anything smaller, it feels like a child's toy. And given that the iPhone 5 has one of the smaller displays on the market, it's only 4 inches, that probably just felt so minuscule after experiencing the Galaxy Note 2. Now with the Galaxy Note 2 was a little too much for me to handle. I'm curious to hear what your guys' opinions are as far as display size. What do you guys think is a perfect display size? Do you feel like as long as you can reach anything with your thumb, you're good? Or do you just like big ol' honking 6-inch phones, and doesn't matter if you have to use 2 hands to use it, all the more the merrier, the bigger the better? Let me know your guys' thoughts below. Alright, so that just about wraps up the Android Overload for Monday, February 11th. For links to all the articles I talked about in this video here, don't forget to hit the description area where they're all linked. Of course, don't forget to visit Fandroid.com for loads more news, and the Android Overload, where we post links to all the stuff that didn't get featured on the front page of Fandroid. As always, don't forget to thumbs up or thumbs down and subscribe. With Fandroid.com, I am Chris Chavez. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.